My name is Conor Nguyen, and the following video will investigate 12 principles of animation. These principles first made their appearance in the book Disney Animation: The Illusion of Life, and has been the essentials for any animator, whether that be veteran or upcoming. It will be discussed how these principles are very prominent for producing animations, but with a focus on 3D animation, where the principles will be explained through aesthetic and believability. In terms of visual style and aesthetics of animation, the principles of staging, appeal, exaggeration, and solid drawing provide a basis for creating the look. The principle of solid drawing doesn't necessarily apply in a 3D setting, but the knowledge of the principle helps create balance and weight in a pose or silhouette of a character. Additionally, the principle of staging in a 3D sense is where you place your camera to capture a scene or how characters are placed. An example of this can be seen in my ball jumping over a gap animation, as it clearly portrays the character and the story being told by the scene due to the camera placement and arrangement of the elements. Although appeal in 3D animation is strictly more effective in terms of posing or understandable character rigs, exaggeration can be used to push movements further to add more appeal to an action, and can be used to create extremely cartoony movements or incorporated with a little more restraint for more realistic actions. As a result, depending on how these principles are used, determines which style of animation one is trying to produce. However, to make realistic 3D animation that has life, the principles of arcs, slow in, slow out, timing, straight ahead action and pose to pose, anticipation, squash and stretch, follow through, overlapping, and secondary action are all required for believable animation. Movement is typically viewed in arcs, which is why it is important for arcs to be used for more realistic looking animation, otherwise the result would look robotic. Furthermore, the usage of slow in, slow out is also used for the same reason, because with any type of movement within a character or object, there needs to be time for acceleration and deceleration. In relation to this, using these principles along straight ahead action and pose to pose helps create fluid animations, as it refers to a more spontaneous linear approach of creating important frames or poses of an action, which also assists the principle of timing, so movements of objects or characters adhere to the laws of physics. This is because timing refers to the number of frames between poses, so if arcs and effective poses are established with correct timing, a polished animation can be created. An example of this can be seen in my lifting animation, where key poses are established and polished to where movements travel in arcs in an appropriate time, giving the illusion of weight. In terms of adding further believability and story to 3D animation, principles such as anticipation and squash and stretch, as they provide flexibility to an object and a premise for people to predict an action. I use these principles in my relaxed character head turn, as the eye anticipates which direction he is going to turn with a basic squash and stretch, and give the character's face some life. As for follow through and overlapping action and secondary action, these principles describe certain objects attached to another object will continue to move after the first one has come to a complete stop, while secondary action refers to action that occurs after the main action to support or provide emphasis. This is also displayed in my lifting exercise, where after the main lift occurs, a step is completed afterward to expel excess energy. To summarize, the 12 principles of animation are important for animations of any kind and are still used to this day. This was explained through their purpose and providing examples of how they are used. Hopefully this video has provided you with a better understanding of 3D animation.